My name's Mark, and I'd like to talk a bit about Luftrausers. Now, this video is not for people who don't know what Luftrausers is. This video is more for people who already know Luftrausers. You already play it, and you're looking for ways to get that high score and whatnot. My high score is 32k. So it's, you know, in the realm of things, in the realm of the ones the scores I've seen on YouTube, it's okay. In terms of, I guess, on stats, if I looked at my ranking, let's see, where am I? I'm probably 2661. I'm okay. Looking at the best global, I'm pretty sure a lot of those scores are hacked, though I could be wrong. But yeah, 32k is not bad. It's not a bad score by any means. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you how to get a high score. I'm going to talk a bit more about analysis of the playing field and just kind of ways to squeeze a little bit more out of Luftrausers. So here's something I realized about Luftrausers is that you're playing and you're seeing a very, very small portion of the battlefield. There's all this water down here, which you can survive in. Well, it damages your ship unless you're using the underwater engine. And you can only see a small portion of the battlefield. Oh, right. Also, there's clouds up above. Now, an important thing to realize about Luftrausers is here. I'll just show you. Here we are. Let's just get into the fight. If I stay in one given area long enough, all these guys are going to start accumulating, and bullets begin to accumulate very, very quickly. So if you stay and if you linger in an area too long, you loiter in an area, look at those gun turrets, right? Like, this is just starting out, and you've already got a lot of bullets and a lot of people going. Think about how it gets later on. Now, here's another thing that's important to know about Luftrausers. That is, if you keep traveling in one direction, the bullets also begin to accumulate. Look at that. Look how many bullets are starting to stack up, right? So if you maintain one trajectory, bullets and gunfire and enemies are all going to start stacking up. What's worse is, here, watch this. I'm going to slightly go up on an incline and look at the bullets. This way, you'll see. Oh, here, I'll slow down a bit. Give those guys time to catch up. Okay. So here's the thing. I don't want to outrun these guys too much. But I do want to kind of prove a very important thing, and that is if you travel in one direction... Oh, yeah, like there. You see that? These boats down here, they have very, very good aim. And by good aim, I mean they lead the target. If you just keep traveling in one direction all the time, they will eventually get their barrels and aim ahead of you and try to get bullets ahead of you to hit you while you're still traveling. So you got to be careful about going in one direction for too long, because what happens is this. You wind up with enemies that just start shooting bullets, and you're traveling in an area, and eventually you'll start finding yourself running out of room when all those bullets are flying in one area. And when it comes to ace pilots, you know that if you fly in a straight line, I'm sure many of you haven't had the experience of fighting ace pilots and those guys catching up to you, intercepting, flying in front of you because they go a little bit faster than you, and then just intercepting you and blowing the hell out of you, right? So this is a really, really important thing, is that you avoid that. You don't just travel in a straight line. You should change your trajectory every now and then and just cause all that gunfire to go the wrong way. Now, so this means you don't loiter and you don't stay in one direction any given direction too long. Now, another thing I want to show you is a tactic I call a guillotine fall. This is a guillotine fall. So what I'm doing is I'm using the laser. This is something I use with the laser beam, and that is I fall like a guillotine and I sweep it down, and it effectively kills things off screen. It's very good at building up combo kills. Makes really good use of the laser. Alright, I'm going to try not to die here. Now, I know I've got an ace somewhere out there. Ah, there's that ace pilot. Let me deal with him, and I'll show you how I do this. Okay. And he's dead. Alright, now, I don't know if you saw... Oh, jeez. Don't know if you saw this pattern, but look at the gunfire down below. Look at the lines that the gunfire pattern from the boats are making. The battleships, I mean. Okay? Yeah, now it's becoming very apparent. So this is what's happening. you've got a lot of boats, and they're shooting up this way. There's a lot of this horizontal gunfire, and it's aiming upwards. Now, knowing this, okay, and you may have other boats over here doing the same thing, so you get a crisscross of horizontal gunfire. What this means is that if you were to take a flight path like this, and I'm sure many people are guilty of doing this, I myself, this is a bad habit, because if you do this, this drags you right through the mud. This will get you killed very quickly. Doing a bottom concave crescents, deadly. This will get you killed real fast when there's boats around, because boat gunfire will it'll mess you up something bad. So, what I would suggest instead of that is this sort of movement. Upward crescent movement, okay? Do it like that. And I'll show you, you'll see me doing this. Alright, here goes. This is the upward crescent. Oh, I'm gonna... Yeah. Oh, I got 2 aces. Alright. One down. I think he ate a bomb. Because I got a bomb dropper body. That thing is a real lifesaver. I'm just guillotining now. Oh god, I got 2 of them. Okay. Oh man, perfect. So the thing is, here's another thing. It's like, you see how I'm using the bomb? It's just, I'm like dropping them out on him. So when you're up against an ace, just save your bomb and you might be able to bomb him. It's tricky. I haven't perfected it, but I think it's a definite usable tactic, and besides that, he's dead and I'm alive. So you're seeing how I will do a free fall, guillotine down, and then fly up, and then begin bouncing out like that, okay? So this technique, guillotine fall, and you see you can do downward guillotine, so downward, and this is what you use to mess up battleships, like this. You up, and then you aim for about. Oh, when you hear the damage, then you aim your laser accordingly. There we go. Okay, so practice this little guillotine fall. It'll do you some good. And that boat's one that I wrapped around. So here's the other thing. Don't finish the job. Just keep on going. Because there's a spawn limit, meaning that there's only so many enemies that are going to be on the screen at a given time. And so there is no point in trying to kill an enemy quickly. The reason for this is that another enemy, or 5 more, are going to pop up to take his place. I've noticed that the game seems to advance depending on how quickly you kill things, or how often you kill things. So if you want to make your job harder, then fine, kill things quickly, and you'll be sorry. Here's another thing. Look at the background. You see that blimp in the background? Background images will give you an idea of what is out there. Sometimes you don't know if there's a battleship out there. If you see a battleship off in the distance, that probably means that there's one in the foreground. Just something to keep track of. Okay. So, again, I'm still doing this bouncing, and this is going to be your flight pattern. This is my flight pattern, and this is the most survivable flight pattern. Now, I'm not saying you must always do this and that you must never do an under crescent. It's just that if you find that you're taking a little too much heat and you need to regenerate, and you still need to be able to dish it out, this is the flight pattern that will save your ass and will serve you very, very well for a long time. Alright, another thing about these battleships, if you have the laser, is that just look at where the gunfire is. And look, just dish it out to him. And don't come back. Wrap around. Just point your laser up this way. And just keep boosting. There, see, he's taking damage. He's not even on screen. And he can't even hit me. Right? I know everybody says use the nuke body, but the nuke body kills you, right? So, and that's the other thing, is that while you're falling, you can be guillotining those guys. And when you're on the up and up, you can hit the blimp. Tricky. I wasn't concentrating, I was too busy talking. But the thing is this. I'll show you. So what happens is this. You've got a big blimp in the air. So what you do is that on the up and up, you laser beam the blimp. On the fall, you start laser beaming down, here's the thing, is that when you're up and up, You can laser beam the blimp when you're falling. You can use that time to laze any target here, any of the battleships. You can laze a battleship. If there's any kind of, let's say, an ace, right? So the idea is that if there's an ace, then what you do is you can just keep going up and try to bomb him, try to lay a bomb and hit him like that. And yeah, just try to try to avoid those undercrescents, because so often there's a lot of sideways gunfire. There's that sea of sideways gunfire, and an undercrescent swinging through there will just get you killed. So yeah, I guess that's. Let's see. Is there anything else I have to contribute in this thing? Right, how to use missiles. I should probably talk a bit about how to use missiles, because I know missiles are tough. I used to hate them. Now I think they're kind of cool. And let's see, what else can I talk about? Yeah, I talked about the laser. The laser is pretty much... okay, so let's talk about missiles, because I know a lot of people don't like them. So here we are. Okay, so I'm going to keep the bomb body, because it's really so powerful. And let's get a trailblazer going. And yeah, I still have to kill that blimp. Okay, so how to use missiles? Well, you gotta be a badass. You have to... You can't, like... Here's what I'll do. There. I don't know if you can see this, but you don't want to aim directly at a target, okay? If you have water and you have a boat, what will not get the job done is flying at the guy and trying to you know, like, shoot a missile directly at him. It won't work. What'll happen is gravity. Missiles are affected by gravity, so the flight pattern of missiles is not like this. It's not straight radial out like this. It's not like this at all. What happens instead is you get something like this. It falls, and this one will fall, and this one will fall, and this one will fall, and they'll fall out like that. That is a pattern that missiles have when they are launched, is they don't go very, very far, and then their engines kick in, right? So what'll happen is, if there's a guy here, let's say there's a guy here, the engines will always kick out in at a fixed distance. So what happens is the missile will track and do that. That is what the missiles will try to do. Okay, so if you understand where their lock-on radius is, like when their engine kicks in, then if there's an enemy, let's say you're flying, there's an enemy who's chasing you, he's going this way, and you're flying this way. What you can do is you can turn around and don't shoot a missile right at him, because what'll happen is this: your missile's going to go whoop, and it's going to fall short. What you do instead is you shoot your missile slightly higher, or like depending, it's going to take some practice. You shoot it higher because gravity's going to grab it, and then it will kick in, and then it will hit him. Okay, so you got to kind of poot. I call it pooting. You have to poot the guy. Or if you're going up against a guy like this, like you're going up against a boat, then the strategy is to do it like this, and understand that your missiles, they always drop out like that. So the thing is this: you don't have to aim directly at the boat. You can aim slightly here. Okay, point your nose at there and give yourself time to pull out. All right. Now the engine that I'm using is the Super Boost. I'm using the Super Boost engine. And this problem with this engine is that when you use it, if you turn, look at that. While it's on, my turning sucks. So you have to tap, 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 tap if you want to turn. Oh wow, almost died there. Right, so turn like that, and then just hold on it. All right, so I'm going to show you the pooting. This is pooting. Right, you don't aim directly at them, and you can even hit them off screen. Just poot. Just do some pooting. Very effective. Okay, so these guys. All right, I got a bomb body as well. Well, I'll show you the missiles because I'm pooting at them now. Right? So you just kind of leave them behind, and it's not a frontal, like against airplanes, it's not a frontal attack weapon. And the same technique I had for the whoa, wow, he's already in bad shape. Okay, so him I'm gonna have to poot a little higher. He's dead. Right, so that didn't end well for him. Now against these guys, and against him, All right, so it's a lower altitude. Whoops. I'm gonna poot him. And you have to prioritize, right? Aces are really, really tough. They're really nasty. They have high lethality. They will mess you up. Oh, that's bad, right? Okay, I just did a really bad thing. This is a bad thing. A bad thing was this. And it's going to be really hard to avoid, but you're going to try to avoid it anyways. Doing this. Boop. Okay, that is the one weakness of my bunny hop or my upward arc. Okay, the upward arc can, in very few situations, land you right on top of a boat. But you know what? That's still a hell of a lot better than doing this or crashing through a boat all the way through, because their guns will mess you up. You don't want to get messed up. And the other thing is this: that as you fly, right, you always fall tail down. You're gonna watch this. Okay. So always fall, you spin, and you fall tail down. And the reason you fall tail down is that if gunfire starts popping up at you, it's not a big deal. You can still, with the super boost out of it. All right, it's tough because I wasn't in the zone. I had to play for a little while to get in the zone. All right, so always fall tail down as best you can. And then just poot, right? Like, you're using missiles, then just poot at them. Unfortunately, missiles are their close range weapon. They're definitely close range / off-screen fleeing weapon. They're not a frontal attack. They're not for frontal assaults. Right. So that's how they work. They're close combat weapons. They're close combat evasive weapons. And if you understand that and you use them properly, and you understand that there's gravity, that they're affected by gravity. Here's another thing: is if they're affected by gravity, then here's what you can do. You just circle strafe these guys and then drop bombs at them from above, like this. So this is a modified version, but I think I prefer the drag and poot. So just drag and poot, or drag and poot. All right. Now let's see. Let's get some of these boats. And I just want to get a battleship coming out after me. Oh, geez, I got aces already. Okay, wow. Usually it's battleship before ace, but okay. I'll take it. Oh, there's a battleship. Alright, so... right. I should talk about how to deal with all that gunfire. You see that? You should be moving up. Move upwards. Boom, 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 boom. Takes 4. And against that ace, tactic of mine is to, with your plane... Okay, so you got your plane. The bombs, I've noticed, seem to come out of the tail end. And those aces, they're real butt sniffers, I tell you. So the thing is that they want to get in there, and they tend to ram you, and they want to just fill your butt with their delicious love ammo. So when that happens, the moment they come in contact, just hit your fire button. Like, save your bomb. As soon as they come in contact, just hit your bomb, and you'll mess them up. And the thing is that you drop that bomb out. That bomb also, if as you fly, like if you're flying this way, the bomb inherits your velocity, so it will tend to fly out like that. So just keep that in mind, that your bomb inherits your velocity and is affected by gravity. So very often you can do things like when you're doing the upward crescents like this. You can do an upward crescent and then like reverse direction and fling. You can fling bombs like this, right? So you can do a bomb fling. So let's do this. Hang on, let me just get back into the zone. I want to fly for a bit. Okay, so you can upward crescent and fling a bomb. You see that? So you can bomb toss. It's not a frontal attack, but. You see that? That was the bomb fling right there. Yeah, he got me good. Luftrausers is one of those games that you just kind of have to fly for a while and get into it. And if I'm talking and I stop playing for a second and suddenly jump into like a heavy game, then I don't adjust properly to the difficulty curve. But you can pretty much see how the missiles are used. And I'm going to work up to a battleship, and then I'll show you some evasion techniques for how to deal with the gunfire of a battleship. Now here's another thing, is that in Luftrausers, the camera, if you're boosting, the camera shifts to the right. Look at all that gunfire. Gosh, I better like deal with those little bastards and get my multiplier up in the meantime. So this is a thing you can do as well, is that you can bomb at the boats for a while, fly and bomb at the boats, and then when they're pretty weak, just start like wailing away on these guys. Oh wow, got that ace pretty fast. Yeah, get your score multiplier up and then start killing boats, because they'll be pretty weak all that time you've been bombing them and shooting them, and it's a pretty good way to get that that combo score up. So I said this wasn't going to be about combo scores, and what do you know? It's just like it's a meeting of skills, right? It's a meeting of skills and techniques to get a good combo and to get those high scores. Look, already at 14-4, and I'm not even that far into the game. Okay, I think that's... Yeah, I think I ran out of airplanes, the little guys. Blah, blah. Okay. Right. So, other things that I can talk about with this booster jet. This is like my favorite engine, is, by the way, is this this super engine. Some people love the underwater one, though. I've seen some pretty crazy scores with underwater jets, but... Just want to get a battleship to attack me at some point. I just have to keep killing things. Oh, right. And I'm using missiles. Oh, well. That's fine. I'll use missiles to mess up the battleship. At least I have a bomb body, so I'll be okay. Oof. I'm not pooting, right? So if you're not getting hits, then you may have to aim a little higher. There, now I'm connecting, right? So that's kind of the technique. Just look at where the bullets are coming from, and then use that to gauge where they are off screen. So I do a ton of this cowardly off-screen fighting. Oh yeah. And it's bad to change direction. It's very bad to change directions. So that's the thing. You want to keep moving. Even more so when you're playing SFMT mode, which is which I think is, I don't know what to call it. I think I'll call it Super Missile Funtime. Or maybe it's Sassy Fiddlesticks Mega Terror. So just, you know, get used to the arc of the missiles, and you'll be able to use them well. And whoops, this is bad. Okay. I messed up. Come on, battleship. Come at me, bros. I think I've just been killing too many little guys. I think if I don't kill the boats, like, I think the game works based on escalation, meaning if you keep killing little airplanes, then they'll eventually send aces after you. And if you keep killing boats, like, then they'll eventually send battleships at you. So there's a battleship attacking me now. Okay. Now, when you're attacking a battleship, timing. Timing is everything. Oof. That little guy's gonna mess me up. Okay. And I have an ace on my tail. Great. Okay. I'll deal with it. Right? So this is the technique. You just fly through the gunfire. Oh, God. Yeah, it's harder when you have an ace. Everything's harder when you have an ace after you. But, okay. So, here's the thing about a stream of gunfire. If a stream of gunfire is going like this, there's going to be certain angles that are good to go through. The best angle is... Okay, if you have a boat, he's here. He's shooting upwards like that. You absolutely do not want to be going at this direction, in this direction, okay? This direction is the worst direction. It will give you the worst survivability. You will die. Like, it's certain death. On the other hand, and so sometimes what I see people doing is when, like, or what I've done is that when you're heading towards a set of gunfire, the strategy, or if you're going like this and you're heading downwards and you see gunfire appearing, one of the worst panic maneuvers you can do is this, right? Like is doing this, right? Because what happens is two things. Number one, you're going into a crescent. You're going into an undercrescent, and so that exposes you to more gunfire. The other thing is you're just ramming yourself through more of the bullets. And what I would actually, and here's the other thing is that you should never be going straight down, nose down like that into a boat, just because that's going to get you killed. If you need to get your nose pointed at a boat, then what you need to do is do the bunny hop. And so you fly up, you're boosting, you're aiming this way, then you aim this way, right? That's what gets your nose pointed at the boat and gives you your angle at it. And then you turn, and then you're aiming this way, and now you can bounce out of that, right? Or you can bounce back. You can bounce back again, and then go this way, right? So that is that strategy. It's like a circle strafe. It's an upward circle strafe. It gives your guns will be pointing at him the whole time. And it moves you across gunfire. Across gunfire, it gives you a lot more survivability. There's a good chance that you'll sneak through the bullets, and it's pretty good. And sometimes, you know, there's going to be other boats. There's always going to be times when you somersault into another boat, and again, he's going to be shooting at you. But again, all right, what you don't want to do is if you're falling that way, you don't want to go this way. All right, always make sure that you're descending tail down so that you can bounce out of it. You can either bounce out of it, or you can, like, if there's gunfire that's going this way, okay, then traveling through this way is a lot more favorable than traveling through this way, okay? This is good, this is bad. That will get you killed. This will help you survive, because while you're traveling up this way, you're moving in roughly the same direction as the bullets. It gives you time to dodge. It gives you time to actually to swing your craft around. Sometimes cut thrusters and slightly, you know, reorient your craft and slip between the bullets. And there've even been times, like, here's another thing. Sometimes I'm in a downward plummet. I'm in a downward plummet like this towards a boat. I'm going this way, and that's, you know, dangerous. And what I don't do is I don't do this, okay? Because this is like guaranteed death. Instead, what has happened is the guys down there, sometimes I've actually managed to just cut my thrusters, turn around, and just fall between the bullets, fall between the gunfire streams. You would be surprised. You would be surprised. Sometimes it just takes some balls of steel. You just gotta practice and fly and be reckless, you know, a whole bunch of times. It takes a lot of deaths. Practice flying with the missiles, because of with the missiles. Oops. Yeah, with the missiles, the way to use them, okay, is not from afar, not like regular gunfire. So you have to kind of fly in there and really deliver it to them. See? Look at that. Bam, he's toast. Pinpoint, okay? So, and don't always be zooming all over the place. You'd be surprised if you're moving slowly, you can actually do some decent damage and a lot of bullet dodging. Oops, I should be pooting. Okay. The other thing is that the reason why I'm trying to be close to the target is so that the enemy does not, these little planes, that they don't draw away the missiles. In fact, I'll even use collision damage to finish them off. Look, I'm already at a max combo, and I wasn't even trying. Although I'm close to death. Right? So, this is the thing, is that if there's very little air cover, then use that time. And, you know, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, it's... Here's another thing. S-shapes, right? These are S-shapes. This throws them off your scent, right? It throws them off your tail, and just doing like little... Oh wow, I got him with a bomb. Right? Cut the engines from time to time, you know? Cut those engines. Don't be a leadfoot. Get wrecked, nerd. Oops, whoops, whoops. See that undercrescent? That's what'll get you killed. Dangerous, very dangerous. And, you know, I don't even care so much about the high scores anymore. I just... Oh, boy. I mean, I just have fun, sort of, like, playing and surviving. I mean, it's just kind of cool. Whoa, boy. Okay, I gotcha. One down. Even with a double ace, even with everybody around shooting at you. Practice this. Ah, I'm running out of sky. Okay, I'll prevail. Ah. Yeah, eat it, nerd. So, that was a bomb tail. I was lucky I had a bomb ready, so I'll use a bomb tail. Slip right through the gunfire like that. So, yeah, whoops, that was bad. Falling. You fall in one direction too long, they'll get your number, they'll get your trajectory, so don't stay in one trajectory too long. If you have to descend in a zigzag, like this, right? So the net, and just, you can sneak downwards. Okay. So the blimp's directly above me, and I'm not going to mess with him just because missiles are very bad to go up against. It's bad to go up against blimps with missiles. Yeah. And a lot of, like, slow traveling sideways, like I always say, gets you killed. It gets you killed more than anything else. Alright. Yeah, let's get the, let me think for a second. I want to get my favorite, let's get my favorite ship out. And maybe I'll just fly a bit and you can kind of see how I do this. So... Whoops, okay, accumulating a mass of little buggers on me. I can only do this in the early game, which is that kind of little side, like, skating across the ground. Very dangerous. Oh, and like I said, don't fall too fast, because they'll get your number, and it gives you a chance to evade, right? You need to be able to change direction and trajectory very quickly. So, accelerate, decelerate. Ooh, boy. Oh. Eat it, nerd. Ah, this is the... Whoops. Change direction, that was dangerous. Right, so I mean, the thing is, you'll notice, right, like, I can see, I'm not, like, a master of this, but I can see all the mistakes that I've made. If you're gonna change direction, then change direction in a circle, if you can. Upward crescent, that was bad. So there's just going to be those times, like, I know it's hard to avoid the upward crescent, and there's got to be better ways to fly out of it. But I mean, this is a game that is not random. There's like some serious gun kata required in this game to get the heat off of you so you can keep dishing it out. And sometimes you can lure enemies into your bombs. I'm just gonna laze this guy. I know there's another ace out there for sure. I think I don't know if I got him, but that might have been what that big explosion was. Ooh. Downward crescent. In that case, I would have been better if I had gotten my foot off the gas and just let myself drop a bit. So, that's kind of the you know, like, I would have been better if I did this. Cut thrust and then stop like that. So, cut thrust and drop and go like that. Or better yet, cut thrust, boost, and then 90. So this is a fly sideways, cut thrust, and boost 90, and then up. You'll take a dip, but I mean, look how, like, here's the thing about water. Like, water, it's hard to die in the water. It's really hard to die in the water. Here, I'll do it again. Like, the only way that you'll die in the water is if you just keep on shooting. So just, you know, finger off the trigger. Or if something, you know, rams into you. But, like, look how much water damage you can take. Like, just so much water damage. So, you know, don't be afraid of the water. Just take a dip. And the only thing about the water that you should be afraid of is, well, getting the sea of gunfire down there. So... there we go. God, I love this game. It's like there's so much to be learned in this game, and so many like little tricks and tips and tactics, and I think with practice you can just master them all. And so I think it's just going to be a matter of me playing this game until they're all habit, until I work them all into my habits. They're only partway into my habits right now, and I can see every time I make a mistake. All right, so always be able to go backwards, right? Shoot, like shoot on retreat if possible, and like look at what it can get you. Oh my God, I'm at a combo and I wasn't even trying. Okay, so I mean it's good. Like it just works. Like, oh, that little sub's gone. Yeah. So, yeah, that's the, wow, not a bad score. So, I mean, those are pretty much all the tactics I can think of. Sorry it's so disorganized, but, I mean, it just all comes at me at once. And, it's just, like I say, it's a coming together of different skills and tricks and whatnot. And I just figure, like, I notice these things. You know, I've been playing, I think I got, about, like, maybe a little over 24 hours on this game. And these are just things that jump out at me, and I think would be really useful to people who, you know, really want to keep playing this game and are addicted to the game and just want to keep playing and getting better and better and better and trying to get as far as they can and trying to really work their way up on the leaderboard. So good luck, everybody, and thanks for watching. And I know this is a really long video, so thanks for sitting through it. Take care, everybody.